The Stoics, an ancient school of philosophy, believed that true strength lies not in conquering external forces but in mastering our own emotions. In today's world, this wisdom is more relevant than ever. Have you ever felt drained by negativity after interacting with someone toxic? Toxic people can disrupt our mental well-being, leaving us frustrated and feeling powerless. But what if there were practical strategies to navigate these difficult dynamics? In this video, we'll cover 13 Stoic-inspired ideas that will empower you to handle toxic people with compassion, grace, and resilience. Join me on this journey to protect your emotional well-being. By the end, you'll have a toolbox full of Stoic wisdom to effectively manage toxic interactions. So, take a deep breath and let's begin. 1. Identifying and understanding the toxic threat. Imagine yourself as the vigilant guard at the entrance of your own personal citadel, a fortress that houses your inner tranquility, physical health, and emotional safety. Awareness is your first line of defense. Like a watchful sentinel, you must be able to spot the warning signs of poisonous behavior. Toxic individuals often exhibit patterns such as constant criticism, subtle manipulations, and even overt tactics like guilt trips or threats. As Epictetus, a renowned Stoic, reminded us, it is not what happens to you that upsets you, but rather your judgment of what happens. Recognize that the negative attitudes and manipulative tactics of toxic people only affect you if you attach meaning to them. Cultivate a Stoic gaze. View each interaction objectively and notice the characteristics of poisonous conduct before you give them power over your inner peace. 2. Fortify your walls. Now, step into the shoes of Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor. Just as a ruler safeguards his empire with strong, defined boundaries, you must fortify your inner citadel. Boundaries are the lines in the sand that demarcate what you will and will not tolerate. Ask yourself what activities or behaviors drain your energy, whether it's a friend's constant pessimism, a coworker's manipulative tactics, or intrusive family counsel. Once you identify these, communicate your limits clearly and assertively. Use I statements to express how you feel without accusing others, such as, "I feel drained when." Rather than leaving any room for ambiguity, set precise expectations about interactions. Remember, establishing boundaries is not about punishing others. It's about protecting yourself and preserving your serenity. 3. Become uninteresting to the emotional barbarian. Toxic people often resemble emotional barbarians, fiery individuals driven by pessimism and a desire for dramatic conflict. Their goal is to elicit a reaction, to pull you into their vortex of negativity. To neutralize their impact, adopt what is known as the gray rock method. This technique involves becoming emotionally unresponsive, like a smooth, featureless rock that offers no grip for their negativity. Instead of engaging in their provocation, respond with neutral, calm statements. When faced with an insult or a veiled criticism, simply say something measured like, "That's interesting," and refrain from adding fuel to their fire. In doing so, you deny them the reaction they're seeking, and over time, their attempts to provoke diminish. 4. The broken record technique. Sometimes toxic individuals will persist with a barrage of manipulative or deceptive arguments in an effort to derail your peace. The broken record technique is a Stoic-inspired strategy that involves calmly and patiently repeating your stance until the manipulator loses momentum. Much like a broken record that continually plays the same message, reiterate your boundaries or point of view with unwavering clarity. By persistently and rationally stating your position, you signal that you will not be swayed or drawn into an emotional confrontation. This repetition disrupts their flow and forces them to confront the stability of your resolve. 5. Don't take the bait. Consider the tactics of a skilled angler who casts bait to lure in a target. Toxic people often use provocative comments, veiled insults, or guilt trips, the emotional bait that's designed to plunge you into a spiral of anger or defensiveness. Stoicism teaches us the art of indifference, which is not apathy but rather a deliberate detachment from external provocations. Recognize the bait for what it is and refuse to engage with the negative emotions it's meant to provoke. When you leave these emotional hooks untouched, you starve the toxic individual of the reaction they need to escalate their drama. 6. The art of the non-reaction. In a world dominated by instant responses, learning the art of non-reaction is a powerful Stoic asset. Picture someone who is a master of verbal jabs, using cutting remarks and insults to draw you into a heated exchange. Instead of responding with equal force, opt for silence. A deliberate pause can shatter the manipulator's momentum, leaving them frustrated by your calm indifference. This isn't about ignoring the issue, it's about choosing when to engage. By maintaining a moment of stillness at the precise moment, you signal that your inner calm is unshakable. As Marcus Aurelius taught, waste no time debating what a good person should be. Simply strive to be one through your composed actions. 7. Limit your exposure. Even the strongest fortress can only protect you so much if you're constantly besieged by negativity. While you cannot always control the behavior of toxic individuals, you can control your exposure to them. If possible, reduce the amount of time you spend with people who drain your energy. Whether it means rescheduling a lunch, avoiding unnecessary meetings, or establishing physical distance in your personal life, limiting your exposure to toxic influences strengthens your emotional defenses. This proactive approach acts like a moat around your inner citadel, keeping the destructive elements at bay. 8. Build your support system. Imagine yourself as a guarded castle, but even the mightiest castle benefits from a solid support network. Your support system is your personal phalanx, trusted allies who inspire, encourage, and reinforce your values. Surround yourself with individuals who share your commitment to growth, positivity, and Stoic principles. These supportive relationships offer a buffer against the corrosive effects of toxic interactions and provide an outlet for sharing your struggles. Invest in nurturing these relationships by spending quality time together, participating in communities or clubs aligned with your values, and expressing gratitude for the support they provide. 9. Prioritize self-care. Facing toxic individuals can be as draining as engaging in an unrelenting battle. Self-care is the practice of tending to your mental, emotional, and physical well-being, much like a Stoic warrior would repair his armor and sharpen his sword after a fierce conflict. Incorporate self-care into your daily routine by engaging in activities that replenish your energy, exercise, meditation, artistic pursuits, or simply time spent in nature. By scheduling regular moments for self-care, you ensure that your emotional reserves remain robust, allowing you to deflect negativity and maintain your inner sanctuary. Remember, nurturing yourself is not selfish. It's essential for sustained resilience. 10. Remember, it's not about you. Toxic people create an environment of negativity by projecting their issues onto others. They often believe that the world should conform to their ideals, and when reality falls short, they vent their frustrations. Adopt the Stoic practice of viewing insults and criticisms as reflections of the other person's inner turmoil, rather than a measure of your own worth. Picture a dark cloud looming overhead, casting shadows that obscure your view. However, just because the cloud is there does not mean the sun isn't shining. The negativity is simply their projection. Nothing about it affects your inherent value unless you choose to accept it. 11. Don't try to fix them. It's natural to want to help people we care about, but remember, you are not a therapist. Toxic behavior is deeply ingrained, and attempting to force change on a negative individual can drain your energy and derail your own progress. Accept that the responsibility for change rests solely with the individual. Instead, focus on maintaining your own emotional stability. Offer resources or gentle suggestions if appropriate, but avoid the trap of taking on someone else's problems as your own. Your primary task is to protect your inner citadel, not to uproot the weeds in someone else's garden. 12. When to walk away. Even with all the tools at your disposal, there comes a time when the healthiest choice is to leave a toxic environment. When a relationship or interaction continually undermines your well-being despite your best efforts, recognize that walking away is a Stoic act of self-preservation. Evaluate whether you've exhausted every possible avenue: clear communication, boundary setting, self-care. And if the negativity persists, it may be time to disengage. Stepping away is not an admission of defeat, but a powerful statement that your inner sanctuary is valuable and must be protected. Whether it means reducing contact, declining invitations, or ending a relationship altogether, choose to walk away when your peace is at stake. 13. Forgive yourself. As you embark on this journey toward emotional resilience, remember to forgive yourself for any past reactions to toxicity. Imagine setting out on a long journey with a heavy backpack, filled with anger and resentment toward those who have hurt you. This weight only slows you down and drains your energy. In the Stoic framework, forgiveness is not about condoning harmful behavior. It's about releasing your own burden so that you can move forward with a lighter, freer heart. Recognize your feelings of anger, hurt, or resentment without judgment. Embrace self-compassion by treating yourself as kindly as you would a dear friend in a similar situation. Reflect on the event objectively, consider the possibility that other factors influence the toxic behavior, and then decide to release those heavy emotions. By forgiving yourself, you reclaim your power, break the cycle of negativity, and clear the path for a more fulfilling, serene life. Imagine your journey forward as a bold expedition to reclaim your inner peace, your emotional citadel. By applying these 13 Stoic-inspired strategies, you transform from a passive victim of negativity into a resilient guardian of your own well-being. You learn to recognize toxic behavior, fortify your inner walls, become uninteresting to the emotional provocateur, and even embrace the power of non-reaction. You build a support system, prioritize self-care, and, most importantly, learn to see that the world's negativity is not about you. It is a reflection of others' inner struggles. When you forgive yourself and, if necessary, walk away from harmful influences, you step into a life where your serenity is unassailable. Now, as you close this video and reflect on these lessons, remember that a life free from the burden of toxicity is a life worth fighting for. By mastering these principles, you create a robust, vibrant inner world that no external force can shake. If this message resonates with you, share your thoughts below, and be sure to like and subscribe for more insights on developing mental resilience and living a life guided by reason, virtue, and inner peace. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Stay strong, stay mindful, and protect your inner citadel.